Okay, let's go with Jonathan King's question. Jonathan King recently, earlier this year, drove out from Michigan to visit our shop, do one other tourist attraction, and then drive back. And I think
Nice. We drink scotch from He gave us scotch at some point,
dropped
too.
off scotch, and I think we tried one of them on the show from that trip. But he says he's at a Central Michigan Highland Festival, and he saw a family proudly wearing their Loud McLeod tartan. The father had the pleats hiding the vertical lines, resulting in only horizontal lines. Your thoughts on this type of pleating?
The lawn chair effect.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Way back when.
This is a classic.
Go in the Wayback Machine with us. Way back in, I guess, mid-2000s, I'll say. There still is, a kilt forum called X Marks the Scot, and people started doing that once in a while, just playing around with it, and I have never, here's my opinion, shocker. I've never liked it, and the first time I saw it, I said, it looks like the straps from a 70s lawn chair, like those just horizontal stripes, because if you take the most dominant, high contrast vertical stripe and you eliminate it, so you're only left with a solid section, like on the kilt I am wearing. If I pleated this to this red section right here, all you would have are horizontal stripes of the green and white stripe and that kind of thing. And the vertical would all be the red. So what would stand out are the horizontal stripes. I am not a fan of it. I coined the term the lawn chair effect way back then. It can be done. I've seen the kilt makers that do it tend to do it this way. They will pleat it to the nothing, or to a horizontal, to a vertical band, or a wide section, and then just on the tail edge of the pleat, which is actually covered up by the next pleat, they will have like a color, where it changes over to something that stands out. So that way, when you're walking, you get a little bit of flash of color.
Yeah,
a little pop of color as you walk. But if you're standing still, and in the upper portion and the fell, the upper 8 inches or so at the top of the back of the kilt, it just looks, like horizontal bands. I am not a fan. Never have been. That is a hill I will die on.
I completely agree. Yeah, I mean, it's your choice.
Yeah, some people like it.
Ian also is like, no. So. Yeah,
some people like it. Luckily, they're in the minority. Some people like it, and it's, if you want to do it, fine. If that's the way you want your kilt pleated, fine. It's not the end of the world. I will not come after you with a skin do.
So here's the question. Is it a pipe band thing potentially? Because it would give you more flexibility, because if you're just pleating to the open field instead of a solid stripe, and you have more variability of how much, where you cut the fabric and stuff, wouldn't you?
I've seen no pipe bands do it.
Okay.
To my knowledge. There may be, but none of the pipe bands I've seen have done it. If they're pleating it to the stripe for adjustability of the kilt, like military kilts. Where the reason you pleat a kilt to the stripe is that the center back, if you're pleating to the sett, there's one stripe, either one of the pivots is right centered on your spine, right in the middle of the back. If you pleat your kilt to the stripe, where there's a dominant stripe going down every single pleat, you can adjust the buckles a little bit, and then that center back stripe, is always going to be a center back stripe versus an element that gets moved if you gain or lose weight. That's kind of, I'm assuming, what you're referring to.
Yeah, exactly what I'm trying to say.
But for pipe bands, I've not seen any pipe bands do a no stripe thing on the back.
Okay.
It may exist. I'm not saying it doesn't. I have not seen it.
Okay. Is this the kind of thing that you run into more with mass-produced kilt as opposed to custom-made kilts?
No, mass-produced kilts. If we're talking like cheap import, mass-produced kind of kilts, generally they're pleated to kind of
nothing,
whatever, or a sort of a pattern. There's some of them are better than others, but they can just kind of be pleated a little hodgepodge across the back. I don't see many of them pleated to the no stripe, because even they would probably recognize it doesn't look good.
Wow.
I'm sorry for those of you who like it.
Okay. All right.
Again, hill I will die on.
Not a problem.
Indeed. Have you ever seen a kilt or a sporran or something in Highland wear out in the wild that's made you kind of cock your eyebrow and go like, what is that? And you want a place to kind of ask questions and figure out what the heck you're saying? Join us on our Facebook group. We have a group called Kilts Culture over on Facebook where we explore all kinds of topics. Hope to see you there, guys.